Hey guys, today's pick a card is going to be what's next in love. So go ahead and pick a card, one or two. We're going to be taking a look at what you can expect. And if it's new love or maybe something from the past, we'll pick up on that energy. If you're looking for a personal reading, my website is down below. Feel free to check that out. I offer single, individual, one question readings or full packages where we can really look into things on a deeper level. I will see you at your pile. Hey there, pile number one. Welcome to your reading. Let's take a look at what's coming up next for you in love. Before we get started, let's take a look at where you currently stand. That way you can assess whether or not this reading will be resonating for you. So let's get started. Pile number one. Where does pile number one currently stand when it comes to their love life? The current energy is this Knight of Cups energy with the Six of Cups. So your energy kind of shows that you guys have likely been hoping and anticipating that someone from the past will come forward. If not someone from the past, you're looking for a soulmate energy that feels significant, that feels like something that you can't forget. But I'm going to be honest, what I'm seeing here shows that you have kind of been attached to something, even if you haven't wanted to be. And that this has likely caused maybe stress and concern in the past. So, for pile number one, if you've been reminiscing a lot about the past, if you've been yearning for a soulmate connection that maybe you feel you missed out on in the past, or that maybe you still feel an odd just like this residue. You feel like there's this energy, this string still holding you together. This is your pile. And it looks like because this is where you currently stand and the Knight of Cups and the Six of Cups are coming up, this person is likely reciprocating that energy. They are wanting to come forward to connect with you and likely kind of already trying to take the action to do so. So, pile number one, what's currently going on with them in love? Yes, you guys have been feeling burdened. But here's the thing, this energy is a mirroring energy, okay? This Ten of Wands and this King of Swords, because this Six of Cups is here, is telling me that someone here is also feeling burdened and they're trying to, it's taken them time to have clarity on how to approach the situation. Maybe there were some toxic, codependent things that needed to be cut off. But what I'm seeing here with this person is that you have been burdened by the dynamic and the attachment that you feel. And this person has also been burdened about it, but maybe in the past tried to detach themselves from it. Maybe there was conflict, a fallout, whatever it is. But the energy is showing that now there's clarity. They've cut out the things that have burden to them. And even though they're conflicted about how to approach, because the Knight of Cups and Six of Cups is where you stand, that energy seems to already be coming forward. So let's take a look. Pile number one. What should pile number one know about what's coming up next for them in love? Judgment and the Queen of Wands. So, like I said, Judgment talks a lot about decision making, reconciliations. The Queen of Wands is this energy of you maybe being at a point now where you feel empowered, where you feel more confident, where you feel secure. You've shed the weight of this connection that in the past with the Three of Swords, there was some hurt, there was disappointment there. What's coming up next for pile number one in their love life? Six of Pentacles and Five of Swords. So, there's an opportunity here to restore balance in a connection where there was conflict and inability to get on the same page. And I think a lack of clarity on who felt what and just kind of a lack of clarity on why things weren't moving forward. I don't think you were aware of the attachments. And here's the thing is even if you were aware, I don't think you were aware of the depth of insecurity, fear that this person felt, the burden that they felt. They felt the connection with you, but then at the same time, to show up in this Knight of Cups, Six of Cups energy, you have to really feel sure about your ability to show up emotionally and to feel good about what it is that you're showing up for. I think both of you were likely mirroring the energy of feeling burdened by the attachment or the connection in some capacity. Maybe you're feeling attached to this person at a certain time where you're thinking, well, they don't meet my standards and expectations, but I feel a connection. And this person is thinking, this person meets my expectations and my standards, but I don't know that I'm capable of being who they need me to be. So, two, it's a mirroring energy because both of you have your own hesitations and fears, which likely in the past got rid of, well, not got rid of, but was something hard to move through. Now, this detachment has kind of cleared that energy where it's like, well, regardless of my hesitation, regardless of my fear, this feeling remains. So now how do I come forward? And I think this person is aware that they have to be the one to come forward because you're in a receiving energy. The Queen of Wands is all about empowerment, but a decision has been made. So Let's take a look here. Just want to see what's coming up next for you. What is coming up next for pile one in love? We're just going to do two cards. Coming up next for pile one in love. Give your relationship a chance. Coming up next for pile one in love. And honeymoon, which is for me is very much about the Six of Swords. It's about moving forward and let go of control issues. So this is kind of reiterating what we were talking about. Being fearful puts you in an energy where you're wanting to be in control of the situation and in control of your emotions. Likely what this person was going through on top of whatever negative issues they already had going on in the past, maybe bad habits, a third party connection, just things that they needed to part ways with. And then with you, it was about, well, I'm feeling something for a person who I don't really know is the right person because of the way that they're showing up or what they have going on. I want to take a look at this deck. What is coming up next? Pile number one in love. Control again. Look at that. So now this is about taking back power. This is about someone who let go of something because they were trying to be in control of their emotions. But now it's like, well, I'm going to be empowered. I'm going to take control of the decision making aspect and I'm going to come forward. So what's coming up next is someone kind of taking responsibility for the connection and wanting to come forward. What's coming up next for pile one in love? Destiny. So again, chance meant to be. Dating keeps staying at the bottom of the deck here. What's coming up next for pile one in love? Spiritual growth. So again, this is what I was talking about. Both of you needing to grow, move past the fears and the hesitations, trust the feeling that you both feel for one another. And freedom. This is again about letting things go, releasing things, right? So at one point it was about releasing one another because it just felt like too much. And now it's about releasing the fear and the hesitation and the need for control and embracing being open. Let's take a look. What's coming up next in love for pile number one? Communicate clearly. Okay. And a year from now. So, this is what I'm going to tell you. If you've already been disconnected from this person for at least a year, in terms of not necessarily communicating clearly, they're likely going to already be coming forward in the near future because when we pulled earlier, the Knight of Cups came up in the energy that you're already receiving and dealing with in your love life. If it hasn't been a year, it could likely take up until that point for you to feel like there's some real resolution in the situation. What's coming up next for pile one in love? Also, keep in mind this is a general reading. So if you're wanting something specific, you can reach out to me on my website. Like I mentioned earlier, there's just individual questions where you can ask just about timing or where you can get a real in depth look at the connection. And then if you believe, so there are some shifts coming. Look, it requires compromise. So again, this connection seems to be coming around. It's coming around again for you to either decide that, you're wanting to make it happen or you're wanting to at least have clarity about why it didn't get off the ground. You have free will in that dynamic. But I will tell you, this person seems to be very clear about who you are to them. And I think likely you feel the same way. It would not surprise me if both of you wanted to reconcile the relationship, but because of this energy of the Queen of Wands, of you being empowered, and this energy of the King of Swords, of them having clarity in the situation, they will likely be the initiator. And it's honestly probably best if it is that way, especially if in your situation, the person that was unable to follow through was them. So let's take a look here. What's coming up next for pile number one in love? Page of Wands coming up next for pile number one in love. And strength. So someone here's trying to have the courage to come forward. I would say don't be surprised if maybe they text you or they try and reach out in a way that doesn't feel as threatening, but also doesn't feel as scary because I think this person's terrified of rejection. They've been really conflicted about how to come forward. What is the advice for pot number one about what's next for them in love? Well, Four of Cups. and the Four of Wands, that it's okay to hesitate. It's okay to be unsure. It's okay to have standards and boundaries and to make sure that this person can actually meet you the right way. You know, the Four of Cups isn't necessarily about rejecting, but it is about processing. It's about really questioning what's coming forward. You might feel with these Three of Cups here already that you're already fulfilled. We saw that in that Queen of Wands energy. Maybe you've embraced kind of being on your own, but the energy shows that this thing that's coming forward, you have a right to ask questions about it. Just because this person has the courage to come forward doesn't mean you don't have the right to ask questions and set boundaries and have standards. What's the advice for Pamela about what's coming next for them in love? Two of Pentacles. And the devil, again, this is about contemplating. You have the right to assess, is this person a healthy person? Is this person in the place that I need them to be? So essentially, you don't have to lower your boundaries, your standards to be with this person. If anything, they need to be in a place to meet you. And if they're not, it's okay to second guess them. So, one more here. What's next for power and love, and what's the likely outcome? Five of Swords and the King of Cups. So this person's going to come forward and you're going to be conflicted about how to deal with them, but their feelings will be deeply emotional. They will really be invested. And the outcome is the Queen of Pentacles here with the Four of Pentacles. Again, it's about holding back and the transformation. So what I see is this. What's coming up next is this person's going to kind of question how to approach. By the time they do approach, you're going to be feeling really empowered, and you have the right to vet them to make sure that they're in a place where you want to give them access to your life. You don't have to lower your standards. Compromise doesn't mean that you just let go of everything. Compromise is we need to find a way to both be on the same page and both be content with the way that things are going to move forward. And that is the key thing here because it kept coming up in the advice. The outcome, though, with the Queen of Pentacles tells me that you're stable and secure with or without this person. But I think that it's likely that because of the way that this energy is coming up, you might feel conflicted and you might question this person and they might have to prove themselves. And then things kind of align far better between the both of you, which is why the energy that came up earlier of a year from now is coming up, because it might not just be this person comes in and all of a sudden we're sailing off into the sunset. This might very well be this person comes forward and it takes some time to kind of feel like it's worth investing in and like it's worth um, the kind of stability that you're wanting. Okay, pal number one, I hope that this has been helpful and that it resonates. Feel free to leave a comment below. And again, if you need a personal reading, you can come and find me on my website. See you next time. Hey there, pal number two. Let's take a look at what's coming up next for you in love. We are going to start off by seeing where you're currently at so that you can make sure that this reading is likely to resonate for you. So let's go ahead and get started. So, pal number two, where does pal number two currently stand when it comes to their love life? Chariot is here, and so is the lover. So you guys are in an energy here of moving forward. You're making decisions, and the energy also shows here that there's something coming towards you that you're unaware of. So there is a significant love connection here that feels very divine coming towards you. The Emperor is here. So this is likely someone who's going to very likely be a future spouse for you. That's just how I read. So every reader reads differently. We all have different relationships with our cards. But when I see an emperor and an energy of a love reading, and we're asking about what's coming in or where you're currently at, and we're seeing that love is coming towards you, it's major arcana energy here. You guys have the energy of a future spouse coming forward. So let's take a look. Where does pile number one currently stand in their love life? Again, the King of Cups and the Eight of Pentacles. So someone here has been working on their stability, their finances. They're kind of emotionally preparing for the kind of relationship that they're wanting. This is someone who really has been on the up and up. They've really been working on themselves, and they feel like they want to be able to invest deeply emotionally, but also they want to be able to provide and offer stability in a significant way. This is also someone who the King of Cups is still waters run deep. So they're not necessarily maybe the most expressive emotionally, but the effort that they put in and the way they show up always makes it evident how invested they are. And the Chariot and the Lovers, again, being major arcanas, tells us that this is already coming in your direction. It's kind of outside of your control. There's nothing you're really needing to do to bring this forward. But this person also has a depth to them where they're wanting something significant, something that feels very much like a soul tie. And I think that this person has been waiting until they're prepared in order to be able to move forward. So what's currently going on with pile number? Oh, what's currently going on with pile number two? Yeah, 10 of Wands. Maybe you guys have been feeling burdened here. You've been wanting movement, you've been wanting change, you've been wanting clarity, and now it seems to be coming in unexpectedly. It's kind of like, wow, I've kind of been waiting for something to happen, something to come forward, some kind of clarity, some kind of just change when it comes to my love life. And here it comes abruptly, whether it's because this person just out of the blue starts trying to connect with you, or you get communication that kind of puts you in this path and lets this energy come your way. So let's see. Pile number two, what's coming up next for them in love? Knight of Cups and the Two of Cups. So, coming is this person. They're coming in to build a real connection with you here. This person is looking for partnership. The Four of Pentacles, they're also very stable when it comes to their finances, but this is also the energy that I was talking about with the King of Cups. This is someone who shows up more in terms of effort. So it's easy for them to overinvest maybe into their career or the practical parts of their life. But also, this is someone who kind of has been holding back until they have felt prepared. Also, I'm going to say this. I think that for this pile, you guys maybe are people who prefer action over words. Some people they love to hear really nice things and they need those words of affirmation. And I'm not saying you don't need it, but I do think that for you, it's more about the way this person shows up day to day, consistency, all of that. So they're kind of in alignment. Maybe for someone else, they don't express enough and they're not romantic enough or whatever it is, and then for you, you're like, wow, yes, I love that this person can feel things deeply. I feel such a deep connection with them that we can just sense the depth of the connection. And the fact that they show up is enough for me because they show up so seriously. So you guys have this Knight of Cups and Two of Cups coming up here. So you have love coming in. What's coming next for pile number two in their love life? Two of Pentacles and the Empress. Wow. So um this person's going to feel a little intimidated by you. I'm going to be honest. If this is someone who's been watching you, they've been contemplating how to approach you because they've put you on a pedestal. Um, Regardless, when they do connect with you, they are going to kind of be really trying to figure out, okay, how do I impress pile two? How do I show them that I see how valuable they are? How do I show them that I can really be what they need? There's a lot of them feeling emotionally overwhelmed by the connection. Coming towards pile two next in love. Wow, look at that. We have counterpart energy. Like I said, I really think this is a future spouse here, especially with the lovers. And it's like one, two, three, four, five major arcanas now that we're looking at. So this person is being brought in at the right time for you. They've done the work, they've matured, they've grown, they've invested in their stability, they've been selective about their partnerships. They've really shifted their energy. And I can tell that they've shifted. I don't know how they were before, but I can tell that there's been some sort of shift. And this person now, they see you as the one. And they're going to approach you as such. So whether they've been watching you or it's an energy that they pick up on when first connecting with you, the star talks about divine timing and the King of Swords talks about clarity in approaching you. So let's see what else is coming up next. Gosh, I'm sitting like crisscross doing this and my foot is falling asleep. Coming up next for pile two in love. Coming up next for pile two in love. Would not be surprised if this is someone who knows you or you meet through a social situation because let your friends help you. Whether it's their friends giving them reassurance about the situation, or it's how you meet one another in some capacity, or they observe you through your friends because maybe you guys have mutual friends. It'll apply differently to you guys. We can look at it specifically if you're looking for a personal reading, but this is general. So you'll know how it fits as it takes place. And then with engagement here, this is very much, again, like I was saying, about serious commitment, very serious coming forward here. Um, put this here. Let me see. What's coming up next for pile number two in their love life? Home. Coming up next for pile two in their love life. Soulmate. I told you it was a soulmate with that lovers and the emperor and the empress. Coming up next for pile two in their love life. And spiritual growth. I told you again, the shifts, the change, the growth that's taken place for this person. I could tell that they had grown through something. And again, past love is here. So this, I'm saying again, because this is making me think this person, even if you haven't had history with them, maybe you have, but if you haven't, maybe some of you chose pile one and pile two, I don't know. But if you haven't, this is someone who's been observing you before they approach you in some capacity. They have had their eye on you. This is not someone who's just I don't I yeah, I just get the feeling they've been watching and like trying to be what they think you deserve before coming forward. Actually, before I look at advice, let's just look at one more thing here with the timing. Coming up next for pile two in their love life. Coming up next for pile number, coming up next for pile two in their love life. Coming up next for pile number two in their love life. Peaceful resolution, and you're ready. So yeah, this is an energy. This is happening in the near future. Um, this is not going to take too much longer because that chariot is so quick, and the lovers, it's already kind of happening. You might not be aware because that tower shows that it just comes out of the blue, but it's already kind of playing out. What's coming up next for pile two in love? The King of Swords, so someone who's very clear about things, and someone who also has grown through regrets and remorse. So if this is someone from the past, they've had a lot of regrets that have transformed them into a person who's now very clear about what they want or who you are to them. Whether it's because they've had a connection with you in the past or just failed connections have brought them clarity on when they see you, they know you're it because they've had the experience to differentiate what works for them and what doesn't, and who they really want and what's worth investing in. And maybe this person had issues with self worth and now actually feels like even if they're not currently worthy of you, they can be because they're willing to show up. Coming up next for pile two in love. Nine of Swords and Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, this person's observing you because they are watching and they're stressed. They're moving slowly and cautiously because they are nervous and they're overcoming disappointments. Advice for pile two about their love life. Two of Pentacles and the Ten of Cups. Wow. So you guys here will maybe contemplate this person. Is this the real thing? Is this person serious? But you have the capacity to be really emotionally content and happy with them. And I think that you'll maybe be surprised by how happy you know or anticipate that you'll be able to be. Like you'll be able to feel it. And it might make you kind of nervous. Advice helps you about what's coming next. Six of Cups is a soulmate energy that's coming forward to offer something significant. Could be someone from the past, or it's someone who's going to feel familiar to you. And it's someone who kind of knows you from a very familiar environment or through mutual friends. That's how you meet. The Lovers is here. Emperor is below the deck again. One last piece of advice for Paul two about their love life. The World and the Ace of Cups. So this is a new opportunity for a new cycle of love. You're closing out old cycles that both of you are, and you're starting something new that can really allow you to move forward. Okay, pile number two. I hope this resonated. You can leave a comment below. And if you're interested in a personal reading, you can reach out to me. But this person that's coming forward is someone who's very mature, very stable, very much a soulmate energy. And this is definitely a future spouse. I'm wishing you guys all the best, and I hope you enjoyed this reading.